Man, it seems like everything was looking up and going right for us superfans and die-hard Vegeta lovers, but in some aspects, the logic of what happens in this chapter of Dragon Ball Super makes sense in this universe. In the previous chapter of Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta ascended to a level we'd never seen before as his unshakable hunger for battle met with his former bloodlust and drive to just destroy his opponent, and the result was devastating. Driven to the brink by Granolah, but also realizing that he can finally, for once, let loose and not have to worry about saving anything or anyone, and that unleashed something within Vegeta. As his aura became absolutely menacing, Granolah stumbled backwards from pure fear at the energy Vegeta was generating. All across the planet, even Goku, who had just regained consciousness, could feel something was different about Vegeta. This feels like God Ki, he says, but certainly not any regular God Ki. Back at the battlefield, even Granola's high precision and piercing attacks have no effect on the transformation Vegeta is undergoing, as his aura itself evaporates Granola's attacks. When his transformation is complete, Vegeta has been reborn into something resembling Ultra Instinct that seems to be all his own, however. A god of destruction taught me this, he says to Granolah, as Granolah shudders in his presence as it seems that this battle has only just begun. When chapter 75 begins, Granolah is trembling before Vegeta's awesome power as he asks, "Your power is unbounded, what does that mean?" All of a sudden, Vegeta gets into a stance and his aura becomes even more rapid and violent as it flies towards Granolah, almost blowing him away. This is when Vegeta appears right in front of his face in an instant and grabs him by his collar. "Your head's gotten too big," Vegeta tells him. "It's time to take you down a peg." "Get ready for a dose of some tough love," he says, as he headbutts Granolah violently and then tosses him across the battlefield. As Granolah skids across the ground, he tumbles for a bit before catching himself and then leaps into the air. Vegeta is already above him, however, and sends him crashing back into the ground below with an overhead. Once again, Granolah is sent tumbling into the ground below as he crashes into a cliffside, but he again attempts to regain his balance and get the battle back in his advantage. Vegeta is relentless though as he continues his pressure by once again sending Granolah flying into the sky with a kick. This time Granolah attempts to counterattack by sniping Vegeta, but Vegeta instantly appears behind him and launches him into the ground once more. Granolah throws himself back at Vegeta, however, and lands a crushing blow to his gut that seems to paralyze him. Vegeta begins to chuckle, however, as he looks up at Granolah. "The thing is," he says, "the hotter my battle soul burns, the stronger I grow," as a crazed look appears in his eyes again. Vegeta grabs Granolah by his head and flips backwards with intense power as he sends Granolah flying behind him towards the ruins again, crashing into the city below. Again, he appears in front of him and lands another brutal kick to the gut, sending Granolah through the wall and crashing into another building. "It's like he's an entirely different person," Granolah says as he lays in the rubble below. "He gets stronger by taking damage, and what's a god of destruction?" "There's these beings called gods of destruction," Vegeta says, appearing behind him. "Our universe has one, and he's the one who taught me about this power." "So this god granted you this power?" Granolah asks, taken aback. "Did I say that?" Vegeta asks. "No, this power is my own. Our battle has awakened it for the first time, this innate power within me." "You mean I drew out this strength of yours?" Granolah says, to which Vegeta responds precisely. "Enough nonsense," Granolah says. "You? Stronger than me? Impossible," he yells as he fires a massive ki blast at Vegeta, refusing to believe he's been outclassed as chapter 75 begins. If you guys want to check out this chapter or any installation of the Dragon Ball Super manga for yourselves, as always I recommend sites like Viz Media and the Shonen Jump app to always support the official release. Be sure to have those notifications turned on down below to never miss an upload as soon as they go live, and if you haven't already, consider leaving a like on this video as well. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all Dragon Ball and anime related content, guys. But without further ado, Granola's attack homes in on Vegeta, it looks like he's preparing to tank this one as well as he begins to concentrate and his aura begins to grow bigger and violent again. Vegeta once again doesn't even attempt to dodge Granola's attacks and takes it head on as the damage looks to amuse him more than anything. Good, Vegeta says, trembling slightly but seeming to enjoy the pain. Nothing revs me up more. Granola then lets off a flurry of attacks and tries to overwhelm Vegeta more than he can grow stronger, shooting a barrage of bullets at him. Vegeta evades them, however, appearing through the smoke with devastating speed in front of Granola again. Granola only has a moment to activate his defense before Vegeta's attack connects as he manifests a barrier similar to the androids to protect him. Vegeta's attack isn't able to shatter the barrier as he backs off momentarily. Why don't you dodge? Granola asks. So this isn't like your allies power up that makes your body avoid danger. You speak of Kakarot's Ultra Instinct, Vegeta says. Don't you dare compare his pathetic technique to my own. Kakarot's body may have a mind of its own, but I'm all ego. In fact, go ahead and call this Ultra Ego. Ego, you say? Granola says, attempting to wrap his head, as I'm sure we all are, around this new form as well as the choice of name. Vegeta charges at him again, however, and going feet first, pierces straight through Granola's barrier, kicking him in the face. Granola goes crashing through the ruins again, this time with devastating force, as even Minato can sense what's going on in the battle. Granola's caught up in some fight, he says, spectating from afar. But against who? Could it be Frieza? You aren't even Frieza, Granola says angrily. There's no way I'll lose to some third-rate Saiyan grunt. I have no idea what tales you've heard, Vegeta says, walking towards him, but our home planet wasn't wiped out by some enormous meteor strike. It was all Frieza's doing. He destroyed planet Vegeta himself. Granola's jaw drops after hearing this news, but Vegeta doesn't stop there. The Saiyan tribe is yet another pushed to the brink of extinction by Frieza. Is this true? Granola asks. Granola, that contradicts what you were told, Oatmeal says, chiming in his ear. Doesn't matter, even if you are telling the truth, Granola says. It's no reason to call off my revenge against you Saiyans. He leaps towards Vegeta again and punches him directly in the forehead, to which of course Vegeta doesn't attempt to dodge or deflect. Believe what you want, but I speak the truth, Vegeta says, with blood dripping from his forehead, although unfazed. And don't think for a second that I want your pity. He kicks Granola and launches him into the sky. However, Granola uses a scarf to catch himself on one of the ruins. He swings around and lands on the roof, regaining his balance and begins to collect his thoughts. It appears that the Saiyans were victims as well, Oatmeal says to him, but Granola still doesn't seem to care. So what, he says, that doesn't change the fact that the Saiyans killed my people. And yet it doesn't seem that these two were aware of that, Oatmeal yells, but Granola silences them immediately. He rips off his goggles along with the earpiece and throws them away, along with any sense of reasoning from Oatmeal. Now that I'm the strongest, Granola says, I don't need your support anymore. It seems that Granola has completely lost himself to this power and his quest for revenge. He lands beside Vegeta once more as Vegeta asks, "Oh, is that red eye the mark of your people?" You claimed I'm not used to my power, Granola says, to which Vegeta replies he certainly did. You haven't seen enough battle in your time, he says. Then I'll have to make up for that lack of experience against you. You're not the only one that grows stronger the more he fights, Granola says as he begins focusing obscene amounts of power again, and all of a sudden lifts one of the buildings above them. Granola tosses the building at Vegeta, who seems confused at what this looks to accomplish. Vegeta catches the structure with one hand and decimates it with ease. What's this? Vegeta says. Willing to destroy this old city now? This is when Granola lifts more of the debris into the air and tosses it at Vegeta again, but this time he causes them to explode all around him and on impact. As tons of mini explosions go off all throughout the forest, it seems Granola is prepared to throw it all away for his revenge. You'll go to any lengths then? Vegeta asks. Fine by me, he says, ripping off the rest of his armor. Bring it on. Back on the ground nearby, Oatmeal is shocked Granola is going to such lengths for such a selfish reason, but even though Oatmeal is only over the headset, they are still able to navigate the ship, and after retrieving the headset, the ship takes off to an unknown location. Back at the battlefield, Granola and Vegeta are clashing back and forth, both growing stronger with each engagement, but the one who feels the effects of the damage the most may lose the upper hand. Vegeta sends Granola crashing into the forest before clutching at his midsection to reveal heavy bleeding, but this seems to amuse him still. "Let's keep this up," he says. "I can grow even stronger." Granola launches a piercing blast from below that narrowly misses Vegeta as he turns his attention back to his opponent. "Oh, so you can dodge after all," Granola says. "Or are you hitting your limit at last?" "It's unwise to doubt a Saiyan's combat prowess," Vegeta warns him. "We live for battle." Over by the river, Goku is still stumbling to get back into the battle, but this is when he notices something. Whoa, is he for real? Where's that oomph Vegeta had earlier? And Granola's moves are sharper than ever. Is he getting the hang of fighting, Goku says? Yikes, I can't be on the sidelines taking it easy forever. He attempts to keep healing himself, but it's taking longer than usual from Granola's obscure attacks. Vegeta is still, whether it be for pride or betting on how much stronger he can get, tanking all of Granola's attacks. He fires a large beam back, continuing to drain his power as he slowly seems to be tiring. His attack blows Granola away, but Vegeta looks like he's slowly losing consciousness the longer this battle drags on. "Vision is blurring," he mutters. "I've taken far too much damage." This is when Granola appears on the ground as the smoke clears, taking aim at Vegeta again. "I'll have to end this right now," Vegeta says as he powers up again and flies higher into the sky. He raises his hands over his head and creates a giant sphere made from the energy of destruction that keeps growing more and more massive. "This will destroy anything it touches," Vegeta tells him. "Want to protect your precious planet? Then you better stop this yourself." Granola doesn't flinch, however, still steadying his aim. "Oh, you're a brave one," Vegeta says. "Then this will be your doom." He fires the sphere at the ground as it quickly homes in on Granola, and this is when he begins to take his shot. Something strange happens with Granola's left eye before his attack goes off, which was once unlike the other becomes red as well as Granola now takes perfect aim at Vegeta's attack. "Eat this," he says as he fires a devastating snipe into Vegeta's attack. Vegeta's jaw drops as something unbelievable happens. Granola's attack trades with Vegeta's and causes a huge explosion across the battlefield that can be seen from space and even in the skies of other planets. All across planet Cereal, shockwaves take people off their feet, with Granola pulling off the impossible now. As the smoke clears, Vegeta is the one who lay powerless and tired on the battlefield as he's at a loss as to how Granola was able to pull that off out of nowhere. "I have to thank you, Saiyan," Granola says. "You're responsible for drawing out this power of mine," he says, as he reveals that both of his eyes have received this sacred power-up now. Back at the ship with Elec, Maki is freaking out after that huge explosion as the Heeters continue their plot. Oil tells them that the explosion was the result of Granola fighting, which impresses Elec a lot actually. "I was sure Granola would lose this fight soon," he says, "but I guess the battle's still undecided." "Yup," Maki says, "those three can keep wearing each other down." "Just as we planned then, they'll wipe each other out." "All's good with this device too, Elec," Gas says as he presents the Dragon Radar. "We're about to reach the first location." "Good," Elec says. "I can't wait to lay eyes on those so-called Dragon Balls that can grant any wish."